colleagues is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Tertiary Education Trust Fund Establishment, etc. Act 2004 to expressly provide that colleges of agriculture shall benefit from the fund and for other matters connected therewith. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 13 August 2015. Now invite Honorable Gyang Stephanus Dum to move that the bill be now read a second time.
I rise to move a motion that the bill for an act to amend the Tertiary Education Trust Fund Establishment Act 2011 be amended to expressly provide that the colleges of agriculture shall benefit from the fund. I so move.
Any seconder?
Names are Samuel Otifanyo Onuibo. I represent the people of Ikuano, Umuahia North, Umuahia South, and from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that this bill go for second reading.
The Tertiary Education Trust Fund Establishment Act 2011 was enacted by this Honorable House and came into effect on 3rd June 2011. The Principal Act imposed a 2% annual tertiary education tax charged and payable from the profit of company registered in Nigeria as provided for in Section 1(2) of the Principal Act. The Board of Trustees, who are managers of the fund, shall, among others, generally regulate the administration, application, and disbursement of monies from the fund as provided for in Section 6(1) of the Principal Act. The fund is for the rehabilitation, restoration, and consolidation of tertiary education in Nigeria. The Principal Act defines the benefiting tertiary institutions in Section 7(3), limiting it to universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education, thus excluding any other tertiary institution. The amendment being proposed by this bill is to make for the inclusion of colleges of agriculture among the benefiting tertiary institutions, so that these colleges will access all that is provided for in Section 7(a) to (e), including essential physical infrastructure for teaching and learning, instructional materials and equipment, research and publication, academic staff training and development, and all that is essential for the improvement of quality and maintenance of standards. May I therefore refer honorable members to the sections particularly that we seek to amend through this bill, which is Section 7(3) and Section 20 on the Principal Act, which we seek to amend through this bill. And that Section 7(3) says the Principal Act is amended in Section 7(3) by deleting the ratio of 2:1:1 as between universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education, and inserting the words universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, and colleges of agriculture immediately after the word education. And that of Section 20, where the Principal Act is to be amended by enlarging the interpretation of the word tertiary education institutions to include the colleges of agriculture after the word education. May I, in conclusion, say that given the dire need to diversify the Nigerian economy and bring an end to the over-reliance on oil, there is no better way to go about it than to strengthen the agricultural sector, which has the greatest chances and possibility of bringing the diversification quest to reality. The academic, intellectual, and research products, inputs, of colleges of agriculture impacts directly on the agricultural sector and should therefore be considered for inclusion among the public tertiary institutions that benefit from the fund. In this regard, I'm appealing to all honorable members to support this bill, which seeks to amend the Tertiary Education Trust Fund Establishment Act 2011 to expressly provide for the inclusion of colleges of agriculture to benefit from the fund. I so move.
Mr. Speaker, it is obvious that the universities and other institutions have benefited from the magnanimity of TED Fund, and so it is also proper that colleges of agriculture would make that request. Section 1(2) of the Act, the TED Fund Act 2011, Mr. Speaker, provides that an imposition of 2% accessible tax on all companies, registered and operated in Nigeria be deducted so as to serve as contributions to provide for the development in our own universities. I am of the opinion, Mr. Speaker, if this House would graciously accept the amendment being proposed by my colleague here, then there should be an increase, an increment of about 1%. To my mind, let it be 3%, so that it can be able to accommodate these colleges of education.
I really salute the sponsor of this bill. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, right now, apart from the issue of diversification of the Nigerian economy, being a mono economy that depends on oil for its survival, to an economy that has other sources of revenue, especially agriculture. Government is right now preaching the gospel of our youth, especially graduates, returning to the farm, taking farming as a means of livelihood. And against that backdrop, a lot of youths are now encouraged to go to the colleges of agriculture with a view to engaging in agriculture. And because of that, there is a need for the colleges of agriculture to benefit from the tertiary education trust fund with a view to boosting their finances and accommodating the large number of youths that are now going to the colleges of agriculture to learn the art of farming. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes have it. Clap.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to amend the Tertary Education Trust Fund Establishment, etc. Act to expressly provide that colleges of agriculture shall benefit from the fund and other matters concerned therewith. Second reading.
Bill is referred to the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services when constituted.